So we have Eka.
Your echo's back.
Eka's back. Okay. How about that? How about
Say
that?
something. That's good.
Is that good?
Yes.
Cool delay effect. Thanks, Buck.
That's one way to look at it. Add it.
What? Echo.
Oh, look, Kent, you can see into the black hole of my stomach. Bolt, I've gone.
A disembodied arm.
Oh, Jesus, that's scary. Come on, work with me. Oh, this camera's poop. Poop camera.
You're probably live right now.
Yeah, he's more than live. I don't think you can say poop on.
You can't say poop?
I think Tyler just blushed. No, he is
I am
blushing.
turning red. It's hot here.
Apparently, that camera has a red heat cast to it.
It's got a red hue.
Yeah, just remember, they can't see you blush in space.
That you know of. Do.
NASA's NICER X-ray telescope on the International Space Station has just shown that random outbursts from pulsars pack more of a punch than previously thought. Pulsars are rapidly spinning neutron stars, the crushed cores of exploded stars. One of the best-known pulsars lies at the heart of the famous Crab Nebula, located about 6,500 light-years away. Light from the supernova that formed it reached Earth less than 1,000 years ago, in the year 1054. The Crab pulsar spins 30 times a second and steadily blinks in radio, visible light, X-rays, and gamma rays. But it also emits random jumbo bursts called giant radio pulses that can be more than 10 times stronger than its regular signals. Now, thanks to NICER's sensitivity, astronomers have shown that each giant pulse comes with an increase in X-ray brightness as well. Observing the crab simultaneously with NICER and radio telescopes in Japan, astronomers captured data over some 3.7 million rotations. They show a nearly 4% increase in X-ray emission with each giant pulse. This means the phenomena responsible for giant radio pulses produce 10 or more times the energy previously estimated from radio and visible data alone. Astronomers think all these signals originate from particle interactions in the pulsar's rapidly spinning magnetic field, but the details remain poorly known. Better understanding of giant pulses may help scientists figure out how pulsars like the crab do what they do. It may also provide us with insight into a much more powerful phenomenon called fast radio bursts, which are linked to spinning neutron stars in our galaxy and others much farther away.
Well, hello everybody. This is Scott Roberts from Explore Scientific. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
No
Great.
echo.
Yeah, no echo. That's great. Okay, hey everybody. Scott Roberts from Explore Scientific, and this is instead of our microscope program, Microcosmos. Today we are having a FirstLight Chronicles program. We wanted to give you some important updates. One of them is, of course, the Cellphone Astrophotography contest, which Tyler will be talking about. Yep. Whoop, whoop. And then we're going to have talk about International Astronomy Day, which is like Christmas for astronomers. And I think next year what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a astronomer's Christmas tree. You know, like comet, spacecraft, stardust, something. So, that is the goal for 2022's. Well, actually, I don't even think I have to wait for 2022 for the next International Astronomy Day because it happens twice a year. So there we go. But Tyler, I can see he's on the phone. He just got off, and he's all good to go. And I'm turn it over to you, Tyler. So here you go.
Happy Friday, everybody. How the heck are you? Welcome to another Explore Alliance wonderful podcast. So the smartphone astrophotography contest is going off pretty well. We have 30 entries so far. I don't know if you want me to show anything or, what do you want me to do, Scott?
Talk about the rules. Talk about the rules and what we're doing.
The rules, man.
Hang on, I gotta hang on. Hold the phone.
Yeah, you let the cat out of the bag if you start showing images. So
I know that's why I didn't want to show anything. I didn't want to show anything. Let me share screen here. Bam. Bada boom. These are the wonderful rules that we are having with this wonderful smartphone astrophotography contest. Third place winners receive a $25 Explore Scientific gift card and an upgrade of their EA membership, if applicable, and a 18x24 mounted print of their image. Second place also receives a $50 Explore Scientific gift card with also an upgrade on their EA membership, if applicable, and an 18x24 as well. And first place, the $75 gift card. That's right, $75.
That's right.
Woo.
That's
Not
not
a whole
chump
lot of-
change.
No,
That's
that's
right.
not chump change. That's right. And also a upgrade to their EA membership, as well as an 18x24 mounted print of their winning image.
It can't get better than that. Well, I guess it
can't.
could, but, if we gave a Ferrari and, maybe a home-built observatory or something like that.
I mean, we do have pulsar domes.
We do have pulsar domes. They're not part of the contest yet.
Not
Okay?
yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
Yeah. Maybe one day.
So those are the prizes. What do they have to do to enter? I mean, what are the rules there?
Before entry, we always want to make sure that you are aware of the rules and the regulations that we have for the contest. That way, we want to make sure everybody is entering it the correct way. So if you click the link, you can go to the Explorer Alliance page of our website. You can join the Legacy membership, and bam, you're good to go at that point. You also must identify the.
But they might want to join the platinum level, right?
That's true. I mean,
Why?
if you join, why do you want to join the platinum level? Because of the experience that you'll have. You get first.
Benefits.
It's all about the benefits.
Right.
The major benefits that I like the most is my telescope is covered from front to back, no matter what happens to it. I know that my scopes are well taken care of, even if I have an accident by dropping it, or I had a bad imaging night and I throw things on accident. Who knows?
How about if a meteor comes down
And just crashes into it.
destroys it?
Or a 3-year-old just knocks over your tripod.
Well, if a meteor hits your telescope and we fix it, then we're going to have a piece of the meteor to display here.
Yeah, we get to keep the meteor and the telescope.
That's
right?
right.
Correct. What's
And
left?
give you a new one, or at least a part of the meteor.
Yeah, we'll replace it with a brand new one.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
But it costs $100, but you get the $100 back and an Explore Scientific gift certificate.
Yeah, so
So-
if you're buying anything from us that's over $100, here's the secret: you just go ahead and get the Explorer Alliance Platinum level membership. You instantly apply that towards the purchase of an eyepiece or something like that. That would be over $100, and then you just pay for the rest of it. And now you got all the benefits and the eyepiece. So
That's correct.
And every year, just renew your membership. You get the $100 back.
yeah,
And you've got extended care for all your registered products.
that's right.
correct.
Anything, and that goes for anything that is not even, if you bought it from Explore Scientific, whether it's an Explore Scientific branded item or not, okay? This could be, Alpine binoculars. This could be anything that we have, okay?
Microscope.
Microscope. It's covered. It's covered. So, yeah. So, you look at, I keep behind my desk. You guys
Oh,
have seen this before,
The
but
beautiful one.
what is this?
It looks like what was
That
left of
used
an
to be
eyepiece.
Explore Scientific eyepiece, and this was caught in a house fire.
Oh, the surprise fire.
Yeah, it was
California.
it was the Paradise
Paradise.
Paradise fire, and the guy's house unfortunately burnt to the ground, but he was able to recover two. Here's the other one. Okay, two of his Explore Scientific eyepieces, and we replaced them.
Weren't those the 100 degrees eyepieces?
100.
No, one of them might have been, but
I think it's a 92 and
like-
an 82.
it was a 40 millimeter, I think, 82 degree eyepiece. So not an inexpensive eyepiece.
No.
And it's sad. I mean, he lost all the rest of his telescope gear and everything else. And under a program like what we have right now, all of his Explore Scientific stuff would have been replaced. So that would have been, that would have been,
That's gut wrenching.
So,
yeah.
It's very gut wrenching.
Yeah.
So Tyler, this is an iPhone astrophotography or a smartphone.
Correct.
And so it just has to be a smartphone through Explore Scientific gear.
It doesn't, no specifics. It can be through any type of telescope, any type of gear. It can be a telephoto lens. It's just, I want entrance.
And what categories do we have?
There's really no specific categories. It can be whatever you want to shoot.
So we're not doing landscape with stars or, DSO, or it's just
Whatever.
one wide
lunar.
open contest.
Yep, one wide open. Most of the contestants that have entered have been miraculous galaxy shots, some solar, lunar, and some nebulae, believe it or not, with the cell phone.
With the cell phone. So
With the cell phone.
have you seen some shots with the cell phone that really made you pause and made you think, made you question whether it was cell phone or not? I mean, is
Yeah.
that quality? Okay.
For some reason, Mike Wiesner, I don't know what he does.
Ew.
Oh, I know what he does.
I don't know what he does, but holy patoli.
He does it a lot.
Like Hubble Space Telescope images, and then
He makes my stuff look bad.
with an iPhone
with an iPhone.
or a smartphone.
And I'm
Samsung or
using a
something.
dedicated camera, and he's outdoing me with
Well,
it's amazing what he can
one of
do.
the things I will tell you about entering into a contest, whether you're going to be a winner or not, okay, when you go through the whole trouble of getting together your best shot, okay, and send it out to someplace in a contest, you're kind of pushing your own limits, okay? So you know it's good for you to enter into competitions, and you know it will edge you up towards getting better and better and more improved. So some people kind of think, oh, you know, contest is not for me, or they may think, oh, I'm not going to win the contest or whatever. But that's not the point. The point is that you pushed your limits to the best they can be, and you know, because you know that your image is going. We're going to show all the images, okay, and you know, it pushes your limits. So that's the real deal.
And Mike Wiesner is pushing my limits.
He's pushing your buttons, is what he did.
Oh yeah, that too. I mean, just some of the stuff I've seen that he can do, and the stuff he's entered. It's like he got this with a cell phone.
God,
A cell phone.
cell phone.
I got a $2,000 camera, and I can't even get this.
He used a soap bubble for the lens and used a cell phone, right? And that was it.
Oh man. It's crazy.
Anyhow, hey, let's recognize some of the people that are watching. We've got Pekka signed on first. He says, hello, everybody. Howdy. I like howdy. You know, it's a good Texas greeting right there. Book Davies is saying howdy. Aaron Thompson is saying happy Friday. And Book Davies comes back again with another howdy. Bergman Scooter, hi, Kent. So Aaron Thompson is with us. Hello, Book. Cameron Gillis, happy Friday, everybody. And I guess the sound is sounding good, which is great.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Echo.
Pekka says that it's good to use echo for us foreigners, so we have several times to spell and understand you.
Echo.
Hello. Book Davy says, well, my click drive motor now works intermittently. Click drive motor. What's a click drive motor?
A click and a drive?
It's an old Bristol, Saybrook 447. So an AC synchronous motor, sounds like. I half rebuilt it, but I could use a direct replacement. Any clues? Wow. You know, those Bristol motors, I remember them back in my old days before they had, they were using.
Before you were old?
Yeah. That's why I call them the old days. You know, when you're old, and you can look back at your young life as your old days.
So before the dinosaurs?
Yeah. It's before the dinosaurs. Me and my fellow stromatolites, you know, we were out hanging around one day. Let's see. That's because that's all we could do is just hang out.
So what's a Bristol motor? I've not heard that, Scott. Is it an old? Is it a company name?
It's a brand. Yeah, it's a brand. It was popular with telescopes. And he says, "Oh, and it's a 1/10 RPM." God, Book, I think I would. Why don't you look at going with a stepper motor and. You know, there's probably off-the-shelf electronics you could get. Maybe we could talk to Jerry Hubble about that, so you could build a simple drive system.
Yep. Hey, Book, send me the details, and I'll get that to Alex and or Jerry, and see what he would suggest. You know, Explore Alliance at explorescientific.com. You know the email.
Harold Locke is with us. He says, "Glad to see you back, Kent. Good afternoon, everybody." Yeah, you know, people like having you guys on, you know.
I don't know why I'm hideous. Kent's he's more a showman than I am. So
I don't know about that, Tyler. I don't know.
Look at you turning red again.
it's the nebula. It's the nebula.
It's the nebula. Paola Scarbosa is watching with us. Very cool. Hello, my friends. Beatrice Hines. There in Belgium, he says here in Belgium, it's almost Happy Saturday. That's right. You're up late when you watch our programs, Beatrice, but I used your quote that this is your favorite channel, so thank you very much. Thank you. We love having you in our audience and look forward to having you on one of our shows sometimes. So,
Speaking of shows, don't we got one coming up?
yeah,
Tomorrow, big one.
tomorrow we've got the 45th Global Star Party coming up.
And why? And there's a special occasion, though, isn't it?
Well, it's a special occasion and it's a special guest host. And so it is International Astronomy Day. We talked a little bit about that at the beginning of the program. So May 15th, Saturday, is International Astronomy Day. Yay! It's Christmas for astronomers worldwide. This whole program started out from a guy named Doug Berger back in 1973, was when he was with the Northern California, I think it was called the Northern California Astronomical Society. And he put together an outreach program called Astronomy Day. And he was inspired by John Dobson. And I'm talking about the guy of the Dobsonian telescope. John Dobson was I guess he was a monk, really, as what he was, but he loved astronomy. He believed that people needed to see the skies firsthand, and he wanted to show people on the street corners of San Francisco, with all that light pollution, that you could still see stars, you could still see a galaxy, you could still see a nebula, see the planets, and that kind of thing. And so Doug Berger used to hang out with John Dobson back in those days. And so he has the very first Astronomy Day program in 1973. Now, Doug Berger's Astronomy Day inspired many other people, and it took off like wildfire. And in fits and starts, it becomes an international movement. Okay, so and I've had the pleasure of talking to Doug over the last couple of days. He is going to try to be on our 45th Global Star Party. If you want to meet the man that started it all,
One person started a global movement.
Starts as one person. I mean, that's how the Grand Canyon was saved by one person. And Yellowstone was one person, and Yosemite was one person, really. I mean, there's somebody that kind of carries it through and is persistent and will rally home a point, and that's really what it takes. So some of the biggest things in the world have all started with just one person, and similar to like John Dobson. Harold Locke says, John Dobson, a mad scientist and great man for sure. That's true. He definitely had his own ideas about cosmology and, very philosophical, but loved by millions of people, and his legacy is still going on today. So, it's certainly in recognition of the Dobsonian telescope and all the stuff he did in astronomy outreach, and including inspiring a guy like Doug Berger. So Doug's name should be as well recognized as John Dobson's name is, and so I'm very pleased to have met him and to have discussed Astronomy Day with him, and I do hope he comes on the 45th Global Star Party. So our special guest host is the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, Montreal Centre, okay? And so Kareem Jaffer and Russell Freilich is going to be our hosts that will be introducing many iconic people from the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada. So I think you're going to love the lineup. And we're all pretty much locked and loaded to pull off the program. So I will be putting out announcement posters later tonight, and probably more tomorrow morning. And there's a press release out about the event, and There'll be a blog and lots of things to celebrate Astronomy Day. So we hope that you join us. We hope you tell your friends. We hope you join in the after party. Okay, so
What time, Scott?
well, the event's going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern, which would be 6 o'clock Central. Okay, which would be 4 o'clock Pacific, and
Which would be 11 o'clock or 2300 UTC, right?
I think it's 2200.
That we're daytime, so we're 5 hours behind.
So what's 6 p.m. UTC? Let's see.
11
Is it?
or 11 p.m. So 2300, I think.
UTC. We're gonna find out. It is. You're right. It's 11 a.m. UTC.
11 p.m.
One
2300.
said 11 a.m. and the other one says 11 p.m. You're right.
It's 2300.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Because
Yeah.
it's night here. It'll even be more night in Greenwich.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
England only has one time zone, right? Not two.
I believe they only have one.
Even though they're split right down the middle, more or less.
You know what other country has only one time zone?
India.
And China. One time
Ooh.
zone. I mean,
Ooh.
a big country.
See,
Okay.
India just splits the two and goes with the average.
Yeah.
China just picks the one in Beijing, I guess.
Yes.
Wow.
Whole country. So, it could be, it does not follow the sun at all. So, and that is, it's handy because you always know what time it is in China, but no matter where you go, that's the deal. So, and yesterday I kind of read off all the people that will be on, but we're going to have a lot of people on this program. So I think that the after party will probably start maybe about maybe 9:30, 10, something like that at night. Because we're starting earlier than we normally do. I normally start global star parties at 8 p.m. Central, just so that we're kind of in towards the nighttime. But the hosts wanted to start the program earlier, which is fine by me. When somebody or an organization is the guest host, they get to set the times and the schedules and everything. So I get to just plug everything in and help kick it off. So that's the deal. But we do hope that you watch. We hope that you tell your friends. It should be a great program overall. And that's it. If Doug Berger shows up, that's icing on the cake. So we'll see what happens. And so what's happening in your world, Kent?
It's finally slowed down just a little bit. Sales are still going, we're still having sales, but that February slowdown has finally started to happen.
I see.
It's
already May. Right? So,
and
right?
it finally took that, time to happen. So just amazing that it's been, this long. And, part of it's driven by, I think, the fact that we're out of all high-end telescopes and only have a few FirstLight telescopes in inventory. So I think that's a driving. If we had product, I think we'd still be having much stronger sales.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If we hadn't sold out a product, we would have been. Yeah.
And I hate to tell
so
people.
many people that are trying to get it. So
I hate to tell people, late summer, early fall, but we still don't have a good handle on. I have some ideas of what's coming in the next couple of shipments, but until it ships, and then we don't know how long it's going to set in port, and then we don't know how long it's going to set off San Pedro or Long Beach or Tacoma or wherever the containers come in.
So much stuff is being shipped right now, and all of these ports are busy. There's, if you're buying, buy now, okay, before price increases hit, because we have definitely, we've already created the new price list, and there are some big increases in costs. And the reason for them is, material costs went up, wages went up, shipping.
Has tripled.
Is
Has
crazy.
tripled.
What shipping did, okay, just to get stuff shipped across. And, everything's gone up. So you're seeing, it's not only telescopes that prices went up, you're seeing it in food and all kinds of things. So it seems like on the other side of COVID, the world changed permanently. So it's kind of like that. But we are honoring prices that are on our website now. Okay, so if you want to get something pre-ordered, you can do that. It doesn't cost you anything to pre-order something, but if you contact customer service and place your order, and we will honor the price based off of what it was.
And if you want to go ahead and just pay for it now, you can pay for it now.
You could always do that.
Yeah. We'll happily.
Yeah, if you want your money to be safe, and you don't spend it on something else crazy like,
Beer.
food.
Spend it with us now. So, it's Astronomy Day has been for the past, I guess my astronomy club's been around for 20 years, and we've had some pretty good sized astronomy days over the years. Had 200-300 people show up to them sometimes. We've gone down on, public squares and set up telescopes, and we've had an event. Kathy Anderson taught at R.E. Baker, and we had lots and lots of kids from the community show up to that, and had the inflatable planetarium and did that show. And that
if
drew
you guys
a big
don't
crowd.
know who Paul and Kathy Anderson are, they've been involved in educational outreach for a very long time. They spent some of their early days in forming the Sugar Creek Astronomical Society. How many years ago? 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago. Then they moved out to Arizona, where they made very, very good friends with David Levy, and they did a lot of outreach work out there. I think Kathy wrote some books on
Yes.
for kids and stuff like that. So that was very cool.
She taught on an Indian reservation and, an Indian school in Pima, I think, or somewhere like that. And then moved to Green Valley and, just became very involved in that astronomy community out there and did some, just like you said, tremendous outreach programs out there.
They're very involved with the Astronomical League. I think Paul is a master observer.
Number 50.
Yeah. So, that's really cool. And anyways, they came back. They came back to Arkansas, so it was just really interesting to, when I got here to Arkansas, I was thinking, well, what's the community of amateur astronomy is going to be like? And you know what? I found out it's vibrant, okay? It's also not only vibrant with amateur astronomers, but we have planetary scientists in our backyard. We had Paul Knightley, who was involved in the one of the Martian habitat simulations and stuff. And, Caitlin Ahrens also studied planetary science here. Both of these people are very involved with NASA, and so it's very cool. It's very cool, and that's just a couple of people I can mention. We have astronauts that visit us from time to time, and I think some of them might be from around here. So
there was two that lived here for a long time.
I see.
Lived out in when they were flying from Houston to Washington D.C.
Yeah.
They would always fly over Northwest Arkansas using the Great Circle route, and they kept seeing this spot where there was no lights, and they said, "We're going to buy land down there."
We're moving there.
And it was Bill Pogue, and I can't remember the guy's other name.
I see.
Bill Pogue was the commander of the first Skylab manned mission, and was part of the mutiny in space, I guess, is where they the schedule.
Space?
Yeah, the NASA programmers are driving them to accomplish everything. And they finally said, you know what? We're taking a day off, and there's nothing you can do about it. So
Really?
they just, it's.
Oh wow! I did not know about this story.
It's called a mutiny. They just said, we're just not working today. and we're just going to enjoy being up here for a while. And yeah, but
They
you
probably
know,
just said, okay. I
yeah,
mean, what else can I say?
Bill was a speaker at our meeting a couple of times. Just a great, you know, humble, friendly guy who had these great stories to tell, and walls full of pictures in his office of him with all sorts of airplanes and rocket ships and everything. It was very cool to meet somebody like that.
Yeah, I see him right here. Born and educated in Oklahoma. So there you go. Flew combat in the Korean War and with the USAF Thunderbirds.
He would have been the commander of Apollo. What was the last Apollo? 18, 17.
17.
He was the commander of Apollo 18,
Are you
which
kidding me?
didn't
Oh,
happen.
wow.
Which didn't happen.
I
So
mean,
all those.
we had two full-on Saturn V rockets we could have used, right?
Well, that's what they ended up using those leftover parts for.
For Skylab.
For Skylab, they used one of the fuel bodies and gutted it, and then retrofitted it and made it into the Skylab module.
Wow.
And Skylab 1 and 2 were assemble missions, and if I remember, Skylab 3 was the first manned mission, if I remember correctly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And he and the crew set a duration record that stood for a long time for days in space until ISS got up.
Right.
So
Right.
anyway, and he, in his older years, he suffered from bone density loss. And I think once
That
every
was from his time in space.
from his time in space, yeah, they were, they like twice a year they flew him to NASA for physicals and and blood tests and stuff, and he attributed it to his time in space, and and from him they developed the protocols for exercise and diet to try and mitigate that bone density loss.
Wow. Something. That is
You think about it as how being up there for 150 days, however long it was, the impact it has on your body, because you don't have to have dense bones anymore, because your bones don't carry your structure.
He was, it says here on Wikipedia, Pug was the pilot of Skylab 4, the third and final crewed visit to the Skylab Orbital Workshop from 1973, November 16th to February 8th, 1974. It was at that time, it was the longest crewed flight to that date, which is true. It held the record for the longest space flight until 1978, when the crew of Soviet Salyut 6 spent 140 days at the space station. Pogue was accompanied on the 34.5 million mile flight by Commander Gerald Carr and science pilot Edward Gibson. And they completed 56 experiments, 26 science demonstrations, 15 subsystem detailed objectives, and 13 investigations across 1,214 revolutions of the Earth. This is the story that you were talking about, the
Mutiny.
The mutiny. After around 6 weeks of flight, there was a disagreement between the crew and ground control. On December 28th, 1973, radio transmission was turned off, with the crew spending the time relaxing and gazing at the Earth from orbit. The incident was later referred to as the Skylab mutiny. Pogue later commented that the team was studying the sun, the Earth below, and ourselves. Once radio transmission had resumed, an agreement for the flight to continue, with tensions being significantly diminished. Wow, I never heard, this is really the first real drama that I've ever heard of.
I asked him about it, and he said they were just working us like dogs. And he said we had just had enough, and we just weren't going to do it anymore.
Yeah, he commented in 1985 that the flight had made him more empathetic, saying, "I try to put myself into the human situation instead of trying to operate like a machine." So there you go. Yep.
That is a very profound comment
It is.
for all of us who are machines.
All of us, right? All
Yeah.
of us work like crazy.
Yeah.
That's true. Goodness. Well, um, you know, we expect to have a great astronomy day. You know, Kent mentioned about some of his experiences of astronomy day. I've also had great experiences on astronomy day events. Griffith Park Observatory would be a place that I would often go to for astronomy day, and I bring my telescope and participate with them. I've done a lot of sidewalk astronomy events during astronomy day as well. It's really interesting to see how Astronomy Day is celebrated around the world. Doug Berger's 1973 Astronomy Day Spark is played out twice a year all over the world, and I've mentioned it many times, but I really do believe that astronomy is good for you. And, so I'm very grateful to Doug Berger and his vision of creating this special event. So anyhow, is there anything else you'd like to add today before we take off, Ken?
Everybody have a great weekend. It's going to be cloudy here, so no astronomy. So it's going to be raining all weekend, it looks like. So,
Is it?
Yeah, it's
we've had a good raining almost every weekend.
Yeah, it's getting into my baseball umpiring side of me. So a lot of people don't know, but I do a lot of youth baseball umpiring. Did high school baseball for 10 years. So I'm sort of one of those, athletic guys who also has a really good deep background in science, So
Yeah.
I go from star parties to umpiring baseball, and love both of them. My two passions, and I get paid for both of them. I'm one of the luckiest guys on earth. And Scott and I have had this conversation before. When I got offered the job, it was like, dude, I'm getting paid to play with telescopes and binoculars.
Right.
It's like people pay people to
Talk about astronomy and
talk about astronomy. Go to star parties. It's crazy.
Ken, a lot of people that work in our business though don't see it that way. It's just a job. It's just a job. They might tell their friends, "Yeah, I work for a telescope company," and they'll say, "Wow, how interesting! Do you know what do you know about astronomy?" And they're not into it.
They count
not
beans.
really.
They
do
count
their jobs
beans.
well. They do their jobs well. Which is really what's required to be in this business. But God, if you, I think if you can't get astronomy fever by being close to telescopes and learning about all the things that go on in astronomy, I don't know. I'd say you're missing a big part of the job. So,
I guess we can, we have a couple of customer service jobs that have come open, and one of them, we have a guy who literally emailed me and said, "Hey, we're thinking about moving up there. We'd love to work for you." And I said, "Well, we have a job." And 2 days later, he drove up. He does astrophotography, and he's here, and he starts Monday.
Awesome.
There's another person out there that probably has a pretty good chance. And
what's his name?
Charles McEwen.
Charles McEwen. Okay.
Is the new one that starts on Monday. And I don't need to say the other job because I don't think it's been offered yet, but it has a potential to have somebody that has an astronomy background as well. So that will give us 3 astrophotographers and customer service staff.
Wow, that would be great.
And who all have at least, beginners to intermediate experience, which is going to be, tremendous because they can learn the sports optics side and the toy side. But the hard side is that astrophotography side. And we know that's the direction this hobby is going, because you can do it in light polluted skies.
That's true. I don't think visual astronomy will ever go away.
No.
But astrophotography is probably the fastest growing segment, so between that and women and girls getting into astronomy, and amateur astronomy. So, so we're all grateful for all of the entire community and where it's going and what it's doing. And, you guys are astronomers out there, so celebrate Astronomy Day the best you can. If you'd like, join us. If you'd like to send me an email with a video clip of you wishing everybody a happy Astronomy Day, send it to me at, if you want, you can do it one of two ways. I'm going to put it on the program, on the chat. First off, I'm going to put down my phone in case you just want to send it like as a, an SMS message or something. But it needs to be video, so you would say your name. Okay, hi, I'm Mr. or Ms. So-and-so, and with the such and such club or whatever, and wishing everybody out there a happy Astronomy Day. Yay! And send that to me, and I plan to try to piece as many of these together as I can. So far, I only have one video, and it's from Terry Mann from the Astronomical League. So, but
These are just, 20 seconds?
Yeah, just hold your iPhone in front of you and say something. Okay, you can send it there, or you can send it here. Okay. Now, if I get inundated with them, don't beat me up because I missed you, but I'll try to get everybody in. And love to get happy Astronomy Day greetings from people around the world and all the people that are listening. So, don't you got mine? I don't know, Pekka. Maybe I did. I got to check email. Anyhow, thanks everyone. And as my friend Jack Horkheimer would always say, keep looking up. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Here's the Explorer Scientific iAxos 100 Equatorial Tracker mount. We've got it mounted up here with a digital SLR that's got the dovetail plate here. We also have it kind of mounted on our extra heavy-duty tripod, but this whole thing is operated remotely. You can see Kent's operating it with his Apple tablet here, but it'll run off a Windows tablet or an Android tablet. What do you like about this whole system, Kent?
I find it very intuitive. It's very quiet. Like any go-to system, there are things to learn.
Sure.
But once you learn those things, it makes it really easy to find stuff in the sky.
Sure.
Now, this is running our Explore Stars app. If you're going to do astrophotography, you need to be running it with a planetarium program hardwired to a computer.
That's right. So this runs wireless, wired, okay? It's super versatile. It not only has go-to capabilities, but you can also add a guide scope with an auto guider CCD type of camera onto it. So, and the thing that you're going to really love about this is the price of this instrument, which will fit neatly into your budget, I'm sure. So, check it out. Look online. Check out the specs. Give us a call if you have any questions.